And we've got Madison, right?
Yep.
So let's introduce yourself because not everyone knows Maddie B.
Okay, well, I'm Madison Johnson. I go by Maddie. We own Diamond J Rodeo Company, as most of you know. We travel around to our own shows and to the world's toughest. Yeah, that's about all we do is rodeo all the time.
You can pull it down if it feels a little more natural to be down.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. I felt like I could barely see you.
Because you was trying to look over top of the mic. Good. So again, let's back up, right? So, and correct me if I'm wrong. You're 20?
Yes,
21?
I just turned 20 in March, at the beginning of March.
So you're young. You're a pup.
I am. I'm a baby.
I mean, I didn't say this earlier, but I can remember diapers.
Yeah, I believe it.
It wasn't that long ago. I promise.
I feel like I just graduated high school like yesterday, and that was 2 years ago.
And listen, not to sound like the old man in the room, but it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
It only goes by quicker. So let's kind of go back. So you're a huge part in Diamond J Rodeo, right?
Yes.
At what point did you decide this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? This is the career I want. What was that, be it that moment or whatever? What was it for you that made you decide this is what you wanted to do?
Well, really, I was in high school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. Rather, I wanted to work for my dad for the rest of my life or go to college and make a career. And I had no idea. And the time I graduated, I was like, heck with college. I ain't doing that. That will take way too long. No way. So I rodeoed, and then I started doing other jobs with that, and I just really liked it. And it was something, we run a lot of equipment too, and I love running equipment. So
to the rodeo point of it, I mean, you literally grew up in the business, right?
Yes.
Literally. I mean,
born in it.
Some people can say they grew up in it, but Maddie grew up at rodeos.
Yep.
At somewhere you were at a rodeo.
Oh, every day of my life it felt like. Still feels like.
It's never going to end at this point. This is the career you chose.
Yep.
This is where you're at. So what is your role in the operation now?
Well, really, stock producer pretty much at this point. Dad pretty much takes care of everything else, but little backstory. I started out barrel racing whenever I first started getting into it, and whenever I had to retire my old horse, he just wasn't working. He was like, "Mom, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore." And I graduated in 2022, and everyone knew about my graduation gift that my dad was getting me, except for me. I could not figure out for the life of me what he was getting me that everyone knew about. Well, after graduation, I got a set of bulls of my own. So that's how all that started. And, I've traded bulls off and everything. Like, I don't have the exact same herd that he got me whenever I first started. But I have 7 bulls right now on my own. And we're hopefully getting up to 15 and 20 by the middle of summer. So whenever you say Dad gave you a herd of bulls to start with, what did that consist of? Was it 7 bulls? And I think there was 5.
Okay, so there was 5 bulls.
Yeah.
And sort of, whether it was spoken or otherwise, the directive was take these bulls, lease them out to rodeos, be it a Diamond J or other rodeos, right? Yeah. Lease these out and make money.
Right. And we have like producers of rodeos that we also know that I've taken my bulls to, which is a privilege.
Yeah.
So
now we're running 7 and you're wanting to double that in the next 60 or 90 days. No challenge here, right?
No challenge.
No big deal. We're going to double these. And what is our plan with these 15?
Hey, Chubbies, welcome to Season 1 of the Rural Roots Podcast with your host, Creek Chubb, a.k.a. Kyle Fannin. You guys are going to love this season, mainly focused around agriculture and just anything land, okay? But we couldn't do this without our sponsors. And the first one that we're going to talk about is Bickle Insurance Services. Those guys handle everything from pollution liability to crop insurance to home and auto insurance to your farm needs, anything. The main thing is that they focus on at Bickle Insurance is coming up with a plan for you. So make sure you give those guys a call, and Kyle, aka Creek Chubb, he's going to tell you how to call them right now.
Guys, give Aaron or any of his team members a call at 740-593-7311 or at bickleinsurance.com.
You'll be glad you did.
What are we
I just
want to
keep bucking them, and I want to go to more rodeos than what I'm already going to.
How many rodeos is that? How many rodeos did you do last year, let's say? Roughly.
Probably the same amount. Most of the time, year round, we get most of our rodeos that we get back. Okay. We get back the same amount. Right now, we have like 30 perfs of our own, but including all the arena leases and everything, there's over 50 probably.
So are you wanting to buck at more events this year with this additional herd?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to do more events or if you wanted to have more animals in each event. Does that make sense?
No, go more into detail.
I didn't know if you wanted to take 7 animals to each event or if you wanted to roll into this event and buck the entire show with all 15 of your animals.
Well,
and I understand there's a degree of rotation.
Right. So, of course, we have to rotate our stock around because they're not going to want to buck every day of their lives. That's really hard on them. My mind just kind of went blank.
So you're rotating them.
Yes.
Right. And we're hoping to pick up more shows.
Right.
Is that fair?
Right.
How many shows do you think you can do a year? Have you looked at that yet? Have you looked into that and said, I think I can do 70?
Oh, 70's a lot. 70's a lot. But I feel like if I get that many bulls, I can rotate them out enough throughout that week or that month that I can get them all somewhere or another.
So crazy question.
Uh-oh.
How many bulls typically can we put in a trailer?
Well,
typically.
Really it just depends because not only am I hauling bulls to these rodeos, but I'm also hauling horses.
Horses?
Yeah.
Bucking horses or are we carrying the flag horses? What's that called?
Flag horses. That's what I call them.
I was expecting something a little more.
No fancy names.
So we've got a trailer, 28 foot?
24, yeah.
A 24-foot trailer with bucking bulls or flag horse. We got bucking horses in there?
Yep, we do. Normally we have... Last year we actually had a 36-foot trailer.
Okay.
And now we're downgrading, so...
Were you pulling a 36-foot trailer?
Yes.
So at 19,
yep,
Maddie's driving down 71, pulling a 36-foot trailer full of stock.
I don't mean to brag on myself or anything.
No, brag away.
Since I've got my license, my dad would rather put me in a truck and trailer than my mom. And that's
Kimberly, we're sorry.
Yeah, Mom, don't watch this part.
Hey, Rural Roots listeners, let's pay the bills by talking about some of our sponsors. And one of those sponsors is going to be R&C Packing. R&C Packing is proudly owned by Jamie and Amy Graham, and they've been in business since 1997. That's almost 30 years down there, and that's harvesting cattle and hogs. So if you guys need some good prime or some good choice beef, that is the place to go. And the reason I say prime and choice beef is because they are one of the only facilities in the area that offer USDA grading for beef carcasses. Hey, that's pretty important. Everybody goes to the grocery store. You look at your steaks. You look at your cuts. You want to make sure that they're good. Well, these guys down there at R&C Packing, they are certified to do that. They offer complete harvesting, and they also offer retail cuts. So, hey, if you've got your own beef and you want to take it down there and get it butchered, give those guys a call, and that's going to be 740-245-9440, or you can look them up at rcpacking.com. It's real easy, rcpacking.com or 740-245-9440. 9440. Let them take care of you. R&C Packing, located in Southern Ohio. You'll be glad you did. They've got some of the best seasonings you'll ever taste. They've got some of the best meat cutters that you've ever seen in your life. You will be completely happy with your butchered beef. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Thank you, R&C Packing, for sponsoring Rural Roots Podcast.
Poor Ken's not.
She knows though. That's the part.
But she can sit in the passenger seat and maintain the socials and
yeah.
read her books, right?
Yep.
So it's a fair trade.
Yeah, and I don't think she'd rather drive all night anyway, so that's okay.
And Dad can sleep.
And well, Dad normally is hauling steel, so he don't get no sleep either.
But it works, right?
It does.
As a family operation, you've figured out how to make it work.
Right.
Right. So when you're not rodeoing, what are you doing? So today, whenever I called Dad, what were you guys doing? What were you into today?
We actually went today to set up an arena lease in Kentucky for another producer.
Really?
Yes.
So here in whatever, a couple days, you'll go back down.
Yeah, so he's just leasing our arena for the weekend, so we'll go back down Sunday evening and tear it all back down and bring it home.
So you stay pretty busy just leasing the arena out. Is that fair?
Right.
So that keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you do outside of that when you're not bucking bulls or moving bulls or leasing the arena or putting on shows?
So, like I said, I did not go to college. And by no means, you do not have to go to college to be successful, just so everyone knows. I do work for Dad. We work on Wayne National Forest on the four-wheeler trails. So we maintain those, and then we work in the paper mill out of Chillicothe.
So you're not afraid of work.
No.
Is that fair?
Right.
You're not afraid to jump on a skid steer and get dirty.
Right. Running equipment is definitely my thing.
Really?
Yes.
So which is better, bucking bulls or running the equipment?
Bucking bulls. I'd rather buck bulls.
So we've got to figure out a way to get to that 70 shows a year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, I like both, but that's just a hard question, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you're busy.
yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Right.
7 days a week, we're setting up arenas, or we're tearing down arenas, or we're putting on shows, or we're in equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Would you have it any other way?
No, I would not. I get asked this all the time, and I really just don't see myself doing anything other than rodeoing all the time. I mean, that's just what I've grown up to do. That's all I've known my whole entire life, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
So with that, and not to put you on the spot at all, but do you sort of have a 5 or maybe 10-year plan of progression of where you want to go? One of the things we talk a lot about in ag is how do we expand the operation to support the next generation?
Right.
Is that fair? Is there anything you're looking to do or expand upon or grow or add to the show yourself to make it better? Does that make sense?
So, as I said, I was barrel racing whenever I first started on this, and then I started breakaway roping. And whenever I got this herd of bulls, I kind of backed away from all that because, I had to be in a different position. But I feel like if I could somehow do all of it, then that's my goal. Because
so you want to get back on a horse?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Not be so much the director, if you will,
Right.
but a participant. Is that fair?
Yes. Yes.
So you want to get back into riding?
Yes, I do. I miss it every day, but I am always just so busy. It's crazy, and I can't do everything at once. Oh, it's
Sure
very
you can.
overwhelming.
Maddie, you're 20.
I know. I don't feel 20 sometimes, though.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. And I'm sure it's challenging at times.
It
right?
is.
Because, and you would probably understand this more than most, but you're at a different stage in life than most 20-year-olds.
Right.
So what's that balance like in having conversation with friends? Because I'm sure at this point, you've got some friends that are saying, man, I'm studying for this chemistry test. And
Right.
you're like, man, I got to get a load of bulls to
Yeah.
Des Moines, Iowa. I don't care about your chemistry test. And not to take away from kids a chemistry test.
Right.
Is that fair?
Right. One of my best friends from high school that I'd grown up with, and then we graduated together, she ended up going to college, and she's really the only friend that I kept from high school. But just the other day, she texted me and she was like, I passed my 2 first exams before summer. And I was like, great. I'm so proud of you, you know? And she has 2 more left to go. So cheering her on. But I'm already out here doing this and you're still in school. Like,
You're grinding.
I can't imagine being in school right now. Like, I'm glad I'm out working already and, you know, building a career.
Yeah, and it's a fascinating career.
Yes.
I mean,
And it don't feel like work because it's fun.
do you think that's an important part of it? Because
Yes, I do.
You go to work and it doesn't feel like you're getting up at 6 a.m. or whatever
Yeah.
to go to work.
Yeah. Because you got to have the want for it, of course. But if you have the want for it, it's not hard.
It'll come natural.
Yes.
Fair. Okay. Do you have any advice for kids? I mean, you're at a much closer stage in life than your dad and I, but those kids that are in high school that is looking for an ag career, do you have any advice for them?
All the advice I can give is, you know, like, teachers push so much nowadays that you have to go to college to be successful, and do not take that to heart because that is so not true. I mean, you can look at me for reference, you know, like, I did not go to college and I'm out here. I feel like I'm doing pretty good for a 20-year-old. So you do not have to go to college to be successful, and you can do anything you put your mind to. Truly.
It's great advice.
Hey guys, let's talk about one of our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them, and that sponsor is Lazy Creek Meats. We all know Lazy Creek Meats. It's owned and operated by the Fannin family, and they've been raising cattle in South Central Ohio since 1950. They are now on their 4th generation of farmers since 1950. They continue to preserve their mission, and that is to produce high-quality beef the way nature intended, without all that subtherapeutic antibiotics and without all the growth hormones. They pride themselves in being stewards of the land and giving every effort in maintaining a sustainable farm operation. They don't use herbicides or pesticides on any of their grasslands, and they utilize rotational grazing along with other best forage management practices. And that helps them optimize their hay and forage production as feedstock for their animals. All of their cattle are fed a diet of free choice grass or forage with all natural supplements of corn, soybean, vitamins, and minerals to produce quality product while maintaining the superior health of the animal. From conception to consumption, their vision is to feed the family and the customers quality beef for generations to come. Guys, look them up on their Facebook. They're all over social media. They take very well care of their farm and their animals. If you go out by their place, you'll see it's neat as a pin. And that's important stuff whenever you're consuming beef or whenever you're looking to consume beef. You want to see what kind of food that beef is eating. And I promise you, you cannot do any better than what the Fannins are doing out there with Lazy Creek Meats. So get on their Facebook page. You can order right there from it. I believe you can on Instagram too. But just shoot them a message if you've got questions. They're constantly sharing recipes and ways to cook and different things. And for all you chubbies out there that are listening, if you saw that cow tongue that we fixed here a few weeks ago, that came from Lazy Creek Meats, and I'm telling you, it was delicious. So give those guys a call or look them up on their Facebook page at lazycreekmeats.com.
Straight from the tongue.
Yeah.
You've done it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So we'll get into the questions a little bit, and this will be interesting. Who is someone you would like to hear on the show? Someone you would like to listen to? Someone you think you would get a learning experience from or just enjoyment from listening to on this show?
You know, I've really thought about this question because this is the only question that I could really not think of. But you know, I think it's a really good thing to bring the younger generation into this stuff and hearing from them. You know, there's this little girl, her name's Evan Johnson, And I just love her. She is the sweetest thing ever. And she is making her career out of rodeo and running that barrel horse that she has. And I just absolutely think that is amazing for her. And seeing that little girl do that is
and
just...
she's young.
Yes,
I know
she's only 8 or 9.
I think she's 10.
Already? Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure because and Evan, Abby, I apologize.
Yeah, for real.
I'm pretty sure her and my oldest are in the same age, same grade. I think 4th grade. Mace will be 11, so I think she's 10 or 11.
Still,
not to take anything from her, but still,
she is very, very young to be doing what she's doing and how good she is doing.
And to give Abby and Rob both credit, they've pushed her, but not to the point that they've pushed the interest out of her.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yep.
They've given her every opportunity to grow in that aspect.
And just by like looking at her and her accomplishments, you can tell she has the want to do what she's doing. And she pushes for it too. Like there's nothing that goes unnoticed.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So what is one thing that Maddie cannot go one day without doing?
Prayer. That's what I cannot go without. You know, I can thank God for everything that he's done for me and everything that he's done for our family and our company, because without him, we would probably be nothing, honestly.
Awesome. That is awesome. That is fantastic. And the last one, who is someone or some people, I guess, that you lean on for advice or someone that you've always looked up to?
The person that I've looked up to the most is probably my dad. You know, I've grown up doing everything that he's done. I've walked behind him in every single footsteps, literally. We make jokes all the time that I'm basically his son. You know, he should have had a son, but he got a daughter.
I wasn't going to say it. But yeah, that's always been the joke. I mean, I can remember when you were little. I mean, this was before you were in 4-H or anything, and your dad and I were on the livestock committee, and there was always this joke of David, you're going to make a boy out of that girl yet.
Yeah, and he did.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you've held your own.
Yeah.
You were your own person.
Right.
I absolutely give you credit in that. I think your parents have been extremely instrumental in providing you tremendous opportunity.
Right.
But Madison, in watching you grow up, I think Madison is definitely your own person.
Yes.
And that's a compliment to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And don't forget Kim.
Yes.
I will not hear the end of it if we don't give Kim some credit into that, right?
No, I feel like my dad is more of a person on the business side. My mom is very personal. Mm-hmm. She is there for all the personal things in Dad's business.
I've got one request. Now I'm going to put this on air. Can we get Kimberly back behind the camera?
Yeah.
Because we miss... And it's one thing, you know, my wife and I've talked about it a lot. It's, you guys are busy. Mm-hmm. Right? And we get it. But it's hard to get that family photo experience that you guys would do.
Yeah.
Because you were like yin and yang. I mean, that was, can I give you credit for that? That was you and your mom's thing.
Yeah.
Your mom could come out and she could... I don't want to say be the behind the scenes, but she could get everything set up the way she wanted, and you could wrangle the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, she always had me drug along behind there.
But it worked.
Yeah. She calls me the baby whisperer. I'm pretty good with babies, so.
That is fair. That is absolutely fair.
Now the older kids, adults, they're really on their own. Can't do much help with that.
Yeah. Well, did I miss anything? Did you miss anything?
I don't think so.
Is there anything... Nothing else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Well, sorry for keeping you out past your bedtime, but I greatly appreciate your time.
That's okay.
It's been fun.
Yes.
5 o'clock comes around early, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Maddie. Look forward to the next one.
Thank you.